My name is Maricel Villafranco Briones, and I want to share with you my experience in administering and scoring the ABAS-3, which diagnosticians use in the district I currently work for. So the Adaptive Behavior Assessment System, the third edition, or ABAS as we call it, measures important behaviors that individuals display at home, at school, work, if they do have a place of employment, and other settings. So at first I wanted to get familiar with the assessment. So I obtained a manual and began skimming through it. And I have to be honest with you and tell you that I was super intimidated as I flipped through the pages. The manual has so many tables and tons of numbers, but I kind of told myself, okay, back up a little, and I did slow down. Once I got through skimming it, reading it a little slower, I felt that the first 3 chapters were pretty much what I needed in order to complete this assignment. And so I felt a little more capable. All in all, the experience was not as bad. It wasn't as nerve-wracking as I initially imagined it would be. I believe I was able to effectively convey instructions to my parent for completing the questionnaire form. So I like that the ABAS-3 is pretty user-friendly. So when you look at it, you see exactly what's required for administering the assessment. And then there's steps and an order that's easy to read. There's different age group equivalent forms that are very specific. For instance, this is the one that my parent took, and you can see that this one is geared for ages 5 through 21, and this is the one that I used. A page is included in the manual that comes with examples on how to complete the questionnaire. And then there's even this table here, and you can see where it gives the parents specific instructions and tells them exactly what the number ratings are in case they have any questions. This page came in handy when the parent had to fill in the questionnaire, and you can see that it does get very specific. And in the manual, I also found a frequently asked questions section, which was a good reference, and then there's a section that also includes planning for interventions. Now, what I did dislike is that there's no basal or ceilings, and I felt that some questions were not relevant to the particular student, but the parents still had to rate every behavior, even though I did feel it was lengthy and time-consuming for them. The forms do require time when it's being filled out, and I felt that some parents would rather rush through it than take their time. They want to do it a little quicker. So one of the options that I found was that the parents take the questionnaire home and they fill it out at their own convenience. Now, what I did find easy about administering and scoring the ABAS-3 was it didn't become difficult at all. In fact, the lead diagnostician on my campus has a pin drive that holds a program specifically made with the ABAS that will do the scoring automatically. So she took time to sit with me and guide me in the scoring process. I think the most crucial part I felt was when I had to input the numbers. And of course, it's the raw scores that I got from the parent. I tallied up all these numbers, and then as you can see, I got a raw score, and that's what I had to input into the program. And of course, I got very focused on making sure that I didn't miss a number, or that I made sure not to key in a totally wrong number, and that I knew would cause the report to become inaccurate. Now, difficult about the ABAS, I think the most difficult part of the ABAS-3 was getting familiar with the instructions and ensuring that I did not misguide my parent when instructing her in filling out the form. As diagnosticians, it's our responsibility to make sure that every score is accurate, and of course we want to give a true reflection of the student's behaviors. I think that questions that I might have is it a true representation of the individual? What do we do when we know for a fact that the parent, they go through the questionnaire so quickly, maybe they lowball their answers, maybe they guess? Or what about when parents do guess, you know, and I know that they guess more often than not. How do we get a better picture is pretty much my question. And so I do believe that the ABAS-3 definitely contributes to a comprehensive assessment when considering special education eligibility. The assessment identifies strengths and weaknesses, and that's why we administer this test. And I think that a teacher can effectively plan interventions for the student. As diagnosticians, it's also important that we use all assessments in proper placement of students. So in closing, I do want to reiterate that I believe that I did a good job in providing the instructions to the parent, and it was a good experience. So I welcome everybody's comments or any questions you might have. Thank you.